Hello everybody, welcome to the Canadian Edge. Glad to have you with me today. Another knife review on the table. As you probably guessed, it is a Civivi knife, and I've got to say right out of the gate that I'm impressed with Civivi presentation. They ship their stuff in, well, the box is pretty plain, but you get this nice little pouch that your knife comes in. Of course, it says Civivi on the pouch, and when you open it up, you've got, well, the bag that the knife comes in, a little sticker about love your knife, a little maintenance on your knife, and a cloth. And then you can see it's all soft lined in there, nice and fuzzy, keep your knife nice and safe, and of course the knife. So I'm just going to set that aside for right now, and we'll take a look. And this knife today is the Civivi Baklash. And I have to say, I've been very impressed with this knife from the first time I took it out of the box until now. It's proven to be quite a nice knife. I really like it. The blade on this is 3.5 inches. Overall, it's 8.1 inches. And closed is 4.6 inches. The steel on it is a 9CR 18 MOV. It's got a drop point blade with black stone wash and hollow grind on it. The weight of it is 3.88 ounces. The handle is G10. And it has skeletonized liners in there, and those are, I believe they're a stainless steel. The pocket clip on it, it is a deep carry reversible pocket clip and tip up carry, so it is an ambidextrous knife, which is nice, especially if you're left-handed and looking for good knives. And it is flipper opening, so you got the flipper tab, and it opens quite nicely. You got the liner lock in there, and it is a ball bearing pivot on these. And as I said, I really like the pivot on it. So far it's proved to be very smooth and very, very nice. You also have a bit of a finger choil here on the blade. Allows you different grips for when you're handling the knife. Sorry, keep it in the view of the camera there. Lets you get a couple different grips on that with that finger choil. It does have jimping on the back, which is nice. You got a back spacer and a lanyard hole, for those of you who really like your lanyards. And so this knife, like I say, I'm really impressed with Civivi. There's just something very smooth about the way Civivi knives, the pivot on them works. If you've had a Civivi, you know what I'm talking about. They are just very nice knife. You can feel how that just slides open, and it almost glides compared to other knives that I have. There's just a feel about Civivi. I've handled a couple Civivi knives now, and it's the same feel with the pivot. So kudos to you, Civivi. I really like your pivot on your knives. It's impressive. And so what did I like about this knife other than, say, maybe the pivot, if you didn't already gather that? I like the aesthetics of it. It has a great profile, at least for me. I really like that. I like the look of the blade shape. The handle, while kind of a basic looking handle, it's still nice. They do have a bit of design in it, the way it is, but I really love the blue liners on against the black to me, that looks fantastic. I really like that. It's a nice look, and again, good on you, Civivi, for taking time to make a nice looking knife at a budget price. I like the swedge on the top of the blade here. It just gives a different look. I don't know if you can see that. Try and get the light. There you can see the swedge on there, and I have to say I like the black stonewash because it doesn't show like fingerprints and stuff like that, and so your blade doesn't look all gummed up all the time. But the aesthetics on it are nice. The ergonomics on it are nice. As I say, you've got a couple different ways you can hold the knife, and it gives you the different aesthetics that you can use. So you can, again, cut be slicing a little more controlled. You can use it for different jobs, and it would be a great EDC. And I've carried this knife now for the last week and a bit, and have used it for various different jobs around the house. It also, another thing I really like is I like the pocket clip. I think the pocket clip is a good look. That's just my opinion. Some might disagree, but I like the look of the pocket clip, and it's proven so far to be a sturdy pocket clip, which is nice. And on this one too, the pivot screws are flush, so you don't have pivot screws sticking out when you, or not pivot screws, sorry, pocket clip. The pocket clip screws are flush, so a little less wear and tear on your pockets when you have it in your pocket, and it fits the pocket really nicely too. It doesn't feel like a big knife in the pocket, although it is an 8-inch knife. Well, you're not going to have 8 inches open in your pocket, but 4.6 inches in the pocket, so it doesn't feel like a big knife, and as I say, it is a comfortable grip on there. And I couldn't really find anything to complain about other than maybe, you know, a little more stylish pivot cap on this side. You've got the C for the Civivi on this side. You got the blue liners, and then that's pretty plain. So maybe Civivi, you could come up with a little more creative cap, but other than that, like I say, that's an aesthetic thing. It has nothing to do with function of the knife. The knife functions amazing. So that was the only real complaint I had about the knife. And sharp wise, how do they come when you get them out of the box? Well, as you can see, well, that was me, sorry. It is sharp enough out of the box. We'll try the old zip tie and see how it fares with that. And very little effort to go through that. Took more effort to control the knife than to go through. And the nylon cord, again, just pulling back on it, it cut through. And same with this cord, yeah, it just cut pulling it back towards me. Size-wise, got the Ontario Knife Company, Rat 2. So you can see you got a little extra blade length on there. Same with if we bring the griptilian up, and you've got a little more blade length than you do with these two knives. And I'm just going to grab my camera and give you a little overhead because it looks better overhead. So you can see it's a little bit bigger than those two knives there. And with the Spyderco Tenacious, it's a little bit bigger than that too. You've got a little length off the blade there that it's just slightly longer. So, and profile wise, it's not quite as bulky as you can see as the Spyderco. The Spyderco has a little more size to it. You can't really see, my lighting isn't great, sorry about that. But the Spyderco is a little higher than this. So yeah, as an everyday carry knife, I recommend these. They're a little bit higher on the budget end of things. They run more into the $60–70 range, but if you're looking for a nice knife with a great look and a great pivot system on it, and a little larger knife maybe, these are a good knife to take a look at. And so you won't be disappointed. It's so far been a very impressive knife, and everything I've heard about Civivi, the guys talking about them, they seem to be a durable knife and last for a while there. So that is the Civivi Baklash, and you can find those at places like Warriors and Wonders and House of Knives, and probably most sporting goods shops. A lot of places now are carrying Civivi knives, and so these are not that hard to find, and if you get them on sale, an even better deal. So Civivi Baklash. Thank you for joining me on this review. I'll be doing another one in a few days from now. Until then, you stay safe and stay sharp.